Barely a week into the subsidy removal on petroleum motor spirit, popularly known as petrol, by the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a group of Patriotic Nigerians Mandate has not relented in its efforts to taking the message to the ordinary citizens on the need to support the government's decision.
Some of us who are patriotic Nigerians across party lines, not just anything about APC, Nigerians who do understand the havoc we have suffered under the regime of fuel subsidy, decided that we need to get other Nigerians to appreciate what the government is doing so that we can save up resources, mop up these resources that are being frittered away under the fuel subsidy cartel to develop our country. So we are already discussing with our allies in the states. What we are doing here is what will be going on across the states until the discussion between Labour and the federal government is settled and everybody comes under one agreement that subsidy is gone and gone for good. So what we are doing is setting up the pace and allowing the states to also go on with what we're doing. We are talking to the ordinary people. When we come here to further educate ourselves, and then we go out to talk to the people. Because if we don't let them know what they will benefit from this, they may think, oh, government is punishing us. No, government is trying to answer the challenge, which is the lack of good roads, the lack of hospitals, the lack of sustainable potable water for this community. That is what government wants to answer. We need resources.
Today is the second day of the sensitization exercise for Nigerians to say no to the era of subsidy regime, which members say has wrecked the economy of the country.
As a follow-up to our initial stand and declaration, we want to ensure that we educate Nigerian masses, everybody at grassroots level, at different levels, to ensure that they are educated about the need for this to support the removal of the fuel subsidy in Nigeria.
The convener of the program, Honorable Nwosu, stated that the implementation is a welcome idea.
We made it clear when we started the Enlightenment program that President Muhammadu Buhari's government stopped fuel subsidy this month of June by reason of not making provision in the constitution for that. And when President Bola Tinubu took office, he declared that he will sustain it. And a lot of people misunderstood it to mean that he is removing fuel subsidy. No, fuel subsidy was removed before he came. He said, we will sustain it because it's in the best interest of the country.
Members say that the president has taken a bold step in the right direction.
It's a good thing, it's a right direction, and at the end of the day, it's helping the masses. But I want to let you know that this our gathering today. This our gathering is the second time that we are meeting. And before that second time, we have all been going out, talking to everyone, taxi drivers, keke drivers, all over. I'm telling you, the whole 36 states. You can see that everybody is now understanding what the subsidy removal is all about. We are talking about how it has really helped, how these scammers has really taken a lot of money out of us. And as I speak to you today, we have really, our group has really gone round to speak to everyone, even up to the grassroots, for them to understand and give our president the chance to be able to show forth that everything he's fighting is fighting for the masses.
However, members believe subsidy is deadlier than COVID-19. Hence, their vow to continue to sensitize the public to imbibe the decision of subsidy removal.
The truth is that thousands of children die every day for lack of medication. Mothers, antenatal mothers die. People die in the labor room. Why? People go for surgery, little surgery, appendectomy, and they die. Why? Poor quality medical facilities. Why don't we have them? Because there is no resources to build such facilities in our communities. Subsidy claims trillions of naira It is humongous. So that is why we say the consequent effect of such loss through subsidy is worse than COVID-19.
It is the hope of Nigerians that the monies will be channeled into a more impactful and economically oriented areas.
Subsidy is a scam in this country, and it's a scam in this country, and you want to get away with the subsidy regime, because if you look at our economy, if you look at our education sector, this money they'll be putting into subsidy. If they can remove and put it in the education sector, our education will be far better. Our health, our road will be far better. If you look at why the lecturer are always go to the strike, because there's no money to pay the lecturer, and this money going to the subsidy that we, a common man, a Nigerian, does not.
We have been subsidizing corruption. When somebody says it's a scam, to an extent it is true, because when you are consuming 13 million barrels and somebody says pay for 70 million barrels, that margin is scam. The real subsidy goes to 13 million barrels, which is what we consume thereabout. But people now go and claim money for 70 million. So that is the tragedy that the regime has brought. So it needs to end so that governments can deploy such humongous resources people have been claiming to the development of our country.
However, the group says that the president is working assiduously towards cushioning the effects of subsidy removal.
We must remember that the former administration of President Buhari borrowed $800 million to prepare for the end of the subsidy regime. That money is there, and this present government is going to deploy it to make sure that the adverse effect is cushioned within the citizens. Now, discussing minimum wage increment. That is another very important thing to do, so that people, while spending more commuting, we have something to take home at the end of the month. That is another angle to it. More to that is the fact that there is a functional refinery that will go into production in the next 1 month. So we are purchasing for 500 about now. In the next 1 month, 2 months, the price will begin to go down.
The government of the present New Hope government, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has given assurance that he is going to, looking at the salary, the wages to increase, and he has also set up a committee led by Mr. Vice President and others to look into it and see how they can bring up palliatives.
The group call on all Nigerians to remain calm, as they believe that the sufferings will be a thing of the past in the next couple of months.
What I want to tell all we Nigerians, well, all even Nigerians here and abroad, because it's the same thing happening here that is happening abroad. We can see that even the neighboring countries, they are all agitating because we've known what we want. Everybody has to pay for whatever they are getting. Nobody is getting anything free. And we Nigerians, even our school, our offices, salaries will now see exactly what it is to have a new government in place. We're going to get the best, and we Nigerians should just have patience, and we'll see in the next 2 months. I bet you we're going to clap and say kudos to our new president.
Nigerians, stand by your president. This man means well for you, and I'm sure this country is sure going to be great again.